Today we're going to be looking at an AI tool called Brisk. This one allows you to adjust reading levels, create quizzes, create resources, and give feedback largely within a Google document. So this is a free Chrome add-on, and when you do add it, you can click here and just add it to Chrome like you would any other add-on. The icon will look like this in the upper right-hand corner. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we can use this within Google Docs and even outside articles. So I'm actually going to start with an article. So let's say that you are reading through something as an educator and you think this would be a really good piece of content for my students, but it's not quite at the right level for them. So what we would do, we come to the page itself, is in the lower right-hand corner. We see the Brisk icon. We can go ahead and click that, and we will say, I'd like to change the reading level of this, and I'd like for it to be, let's say, second grade. And then you could change the language as well. So we'll go ahead and leave it as English, second grade, and we'll click Change Reading Level. Now what's going to happen is it's going to open up a Google Doc for us automatically. And of course you want to make sure that whatever account you use for Brisk, you are using for your Google Docs as well. It actually rewrites the article for us in a reading level that is appropriate for that grade level. So it's going to go ahead and generate the whole article again from where we found it online. So I'm going to pause for a minute, let this actually finish generating the article, and then I'll show you a few other things you can do with it. Okay, so it is now done and the article has been rewritten. And you would have to go back and forth, I guess, a bit to see how they compare. So if we took a look, and what it's doing is it's changing some of the vocabulary and changing the sentences so that it is easier to read for that grade level. So if we come down to the bottom, and let's say we've got this document and we want to add in a quiz. So Brisk will allow us to click here and say Write with Brisk. And let's say we want to create a quiz. Now, some of these up here are the paid version. So this is the free version we're using. So we've got some options down here that are open to us. So let's choose a quiz. Let's say we want 10 questions, and actually let's do 5 questions, and then as multiple choice, and then we'll come back to it. So we said we were at second grade level. So let's go ahead, and when it says what you want this to cover, I'm going to say this document because it knows what's in this document. So I'm going to say brisket. And it will create for us, excuse me, not only the questions themselves, but it will also give us the answers and then rationale as to why the answers are what they are, the justification. So it actually goes back to the document and says it's because the document states so on and so forth. So we've got an answer key as well. All right, I'm going to come down and ask it to create for us. Let's do a couple of short response. We'll just do 2 of these. Still second grade, this document still. Now, as it's doing this, I want to make the point that while we went from an article, you could have anything brought up on Google Doc and use Brisk. So you don't even have to start with an article. You can have material that you already have written or things that are already inside of here and use it with that. Okay, so we can see what we've got here. This is our short answer. Okay, so a couple of other things we can do with this. Let me come down a bit more. Let's say that I want to create a resource, and I want to say a vocabulary list from this document. Let's see if it'll do it for us. Okay, so here are some vocabulary words it's pulling out with the definition as well as an example from this document that we're seeing right here. Pretty great. And you can always stop generating if you've got enough of those. Okay, so from this article, we were able to bring it to a level that is appropriate for second grade. We were able to create quiz questions in a couple different types, and we were also able to create vocabulary words. This will do a few other things you can take a look at, but I won't go into here. For example, we have got a couple of other options inside of here. But we also have, let me go back again, give feedback. So if you have student work here, you can ask it to help you give you feedback. And we can do this in a couple of different ways. You can actually just put in here what you want it to give feedback on, or you can copy and paste a rubric inside of here and it'll help you create feedback for the student. So I won't go into that in this particular tutorial for time, but it is worth mentioning. So that is a quick overview of Brisk, which is an AI tool that works with Google Docs, and you are able to create content out of either an outside article or something that's already inside of your Google Doc.